So you may be one of these players who looks at their swing quite a lot on the video, and you see that once you get yourself up to the top of the swing, there's a little look of the club sort of tipping over the horizontal. So a little bit of an overswing, if you like. Now, the reason why, it could be multitude, but one of them, and one of them that we see a lot, is actually down to players' grip pressure, and the wide held belief that you hold the club lightly as if you're holding a small bird, or you're holding a tube of toothpaste and you're trying not to put toothpaste everywhere. Honestly, I just don't agree with that. Homer Kelly in The Golf Machine would often talk about firm fingers and loose wrists, and I think that's a much better way of trying to think about grip pressure. So firm fingers and then loose wrists. And if you're seeing that club tip over there at the top of the backswing, there's a fair chance that the last 1, 2, 3 fingers of the left hand for you righties is just simply not tight enough on the club, and as it releases, the club would just tip over. A lot of times you'll be looking at whether your arm is bending or maybe the head is shifting to the right, but one of the first places I check is to make sure you're keeping a nice constant pressure on that golf club all the way to the top of the swing, specifically with those last 3 fingers there of the left hand. Now, great way you can check it for those golfing nerds out there, I'm sure you've tried this already before. Get yourself a golf tee and just place the tee underneath the handle, underneath the little finger of the left hand, and I would just make a few swings from there and just make sure that that's holding onto the club. So I like to position it underneath the little finger for a few shots first of all, and we'll show you why in just a second, and then just make sure that you really get the feeling of that little finger applying pressure onto that golf club. So let's see how we do. And you should be able to just simply hit the shot, and then that's still going to be there at the end of the swing. The other way you can check it, of course, is once you've taken your grip, place the tee underneath the heel pad of the hand. And again, that's making sure we're keeping pressure, not just from the fingers, but from the heel pad as well. And then just watch that holds onto the club, again, pretty securely, so we don't want this tee peg dropping out at all. It's going to feel quite different if you're used to holding the club quite loose. Let's have another go. And again, I can feel that that's keeping nice and secure all the way to the top of the swing, and the tee peg's still in place. So have a little go with that. If you think that you've got a bit of an overswing, I would first of all check that grip pressure, make sure you're just holding onto it all the way to the top of the swing and into and through impact those fingers at the bottom of that left hand.